Good morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you might be out there, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kal Banner, and welcome to the Kal Banner Report. Now, tonight's topic is going to be, when is enough enough? When does somebody's right to their freedom of speech start to step on yours? When does somebody's right to freedom of expression start to step on your right to not be expressed upon? More or less, to simplify this, when do we as Americans just have the right to call bullshit? Well, case in point, my inspiration for this particular little diatribe comes from a family of morons, a moron husband, a moron wife living up somewhere who decided it would just be the coolest thing ever to ruin their three children's lives by giving them extremely neo-Nazi related names. Names such as Adolf Hitler, Aryan Nation, and Himmler. That's right. Somebody out there not only was able to find another idiot dumb enough to breed with them, but then they successfully bred, had three poor little innocent kids, and decided to say, hey, let's wreck their lives by giving them extremely racist names. Well, luckily, their state decided to step in. They decided to step in and say, you know what, no, that is just crossing the line, folks. You know what, yeah, you have your rights. You have your right to believe what you want to believe, but you know what? When you start bringing your kids into it by giving them names that are really only going to guarantee them ass kickings, then no, we're going to call bullshit on that and say you're going to either get them kids' names changed or we might just be inclined to take them away from you. Well, there you go. I give that the Kal Banner Report electricity of awesomeness for that cool, bold, fresh decision made by that state to say, you know what, you're going to do something about this ass clownery that you are trying to perpetrate on your three children. But that's the bigger picture. What about the smaller picture, ladies and gentlemen? What about the little bullshit that we deal with day to day in the course of our lives? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of it out there, folks. From idiots riding their bicycles way too slow up the main side of the street. We'll cover something similar to that. Might just enrage you a little bit more. To annoying little kids sitting outside of shopping malls making random noises at you. But there's so much of it going on out there that I, Kal Banner, as much as I would love to go about and spread the Kal Banner wag of the finger at everybody who gets on my nerves, I just can't do it alone anymore. So I went out and I got myself the Kal Banner Enforcer. And that is the burly gentleman standing behind me. Yes, that is the authentic, one-of-a-kind Kal Banner Report. Bam! If we have to call bullshit on you folks, you just might meet the enforcer. But here's the big question. When and how do we have the right to call bullshit? When is enough enough? When do you see something that just shouldn't be? Maybe it's not illegal. Maybe it's not even unethical. Maybe it's just really inappropriate. When do we, and what do we, have the right to call bullshit over? Are we being judgmental if we do? Are we in the wrong for doing it? I don't know. That's the bottom line, though. But I think at some point in our history, those cool days, back in the days of people like Babe Ruth, when things got done, people had the courage to call bullshit on things. You know, I mean, nowadays, you know, you can have a guy standing on a street corner pissing in a cup, and he can call it art. And he can sit there and put a little sign up there and a little bucket, and people will throw him change all night long. And what I start to wonder about is, at what point do we, as educated people who might actually know and appreciate art, have the right to go up to that guy and go, dude, that ain't art. That is you pissing in a cup. But of course, the minute we do that is the minute they start to say, well, you're a fascist, you don't understand our artistic flow, blah, blah, blah. And it really starts to make you wonder, these buzzwords that were thrown out there like art. You know, at what point are people just abusing that? At what point are people just abusing their free speech? Here's the deal, right? We in the United States have the freedom of speech. It's a beautiful thing. It's what our country was founded on. However, I think we're forgetting about the reverse side of those rights. Now, the stupid little kid that I ran into up at the mall might very well have the right to sit outside of the mall and make stupid animal noises at everybody who walks in. But when does my right to go to the mall and not have a stupid kid make animal noises at me kick in? At what point do I get to call bullshit on that and say, you know what, dude, I did not come out here to hear you make stupid noises at me? You know, at what point do we, the people who aren't being antagonists, the people who aren't going out there trying to make a lot of trouble and cause a lot of drama, but just good people trying to live their lives, at what point do we have the right to say, what about us? What about the enforcer? What about, you know, us guys that are just going out there doing our thing, trying to spread the joy, there's the Kal Banner spreading of joy right there, folks. That's all we're trying to do. And unfortunately, people seem to conflict. But I'll tell you this. It was explained to me once, a very long time ago, by a very wise guy. He said, your rights end where mine begin. And at that point, I didn't really understand it at the time because I was a little bit younger, or maybe a little bit more falsely idealistic. And I thought, no, man, you're crazy. Rights are rights. But now in my latter years, I tend to understand what he's trying to say. What he was trying to say is, in a much prettier term that he put it, which I will put it in a much more blunt terminology, he was trying to say, you know what? You can get out there and call some bullshit. You got these idiots in this Westboro Baptist Church bullshit that we will probably talk about in much greater extent on one show. But right now, we're just going to cite them as an example, much like the two morons that named their kids Adolf Hitler and bullshit. You got these morons that go out there to the funerals of soldiers, and you got families out there trying to have a peaceful, respectful ceremony for their lost loved ones. And here's these assholes standing out there waving around signs saying soldiers go to hell and blah, blah, blah. And they say, well, hey, we are protected by the First Amendment. But at what point when do we just take back that right to go over there and just say, nah, dude, you don't have the right to come here and interrupt, terrorize, and destroy this very solemn ceremony? At what point do we as Americans get that right back? That's what I want you to think about out there tonight, loyal viewers. Because if somebody is out there causing a lot of bullshit, and you don't want to call bullshit on them, I'll tell you what, you call the Kal Banner Report. You see the enforcer behind me there? He knows how to take care of people who are causing bullshit. Rock on, enforcer. Rock on. Well, folks, that wraps up the show. If you have any opinions whatsoever on anything that we've discussed tonight, please feel free to share. I ask you to be tactful at all times, but you know what? Say it like you mean it, folks, if you want to. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any requests, please feel free to post them, and I will talk about them. Well, folks, this is Kal Banner, signing out.